Hello, I am Veronique, and this is Flynn. He's almost 6 months old now. Il est tout rouge. And I'm doing a video to talk about my hypnobirthing experience. So, as you can hear, I also have another son. He's almost 3, and my first birth was very difficult, kind of traumatic. So, for the second birth, I thought I would prepare better. And I took hypnobirthing classes with Padma on Skype actually. So I felt more prepared this time. I practiced a lot before the birth. Every night I was listening to the CD and doing the listening to the affirmations and to the magic carpet visualization. Which I liked a lot, and doing the birthing practices every day as well. So, but still I didn't practice as much as I wanted because my husband was not very involved, so I was practicing on my own actually. So I was not sure it would work, but I was still doing it, thinking, well, maybe, let's see. And so when I started to have surges, it was in the evening, but it was okay. I thought it was pre-labor. So I went to bed, I fell asleep. Then I woke up at 3 a.m. The surges came back, but this time more intense, but still completely manageable because I was doing up breathing during each surge. So I was using the balloon, the practice with the balloon inflating and then going away. And between surges, I was using the magic carpet and going on my on my magic place. So, and actually, my husband was still asleep. My son was still asleep. I was just there in my bed doing my practice during surges. But I thought because it was so easy and I was so relaxed, I thought it was just the pre-labor or not real labor, because I remember my first birth that was so intense. I couldn't believe this was real labor. And in the morning when I woke up, I called the midwives and my doula, because I had planned to go to the birth center, but I still had planned that maybe I could stay at home. I had a possibility I could choose at last moments what I preferred. So I called the midwife saying, well, labor started, I will call you back when something happens. Then I called my doula and I asked her to come, but it would take an hour for her to be there. And I reached a point where the breathing didn't work anymore. I couldn't do it anymore, and it started to be really intense, painful. I'm not supposed to say it, but that's how I felt. So at that point I thought, okay, this whole hypnobirth thing, it doesn't work. It's painful, and I still have hours to go like this. I was kind of desperate. And I realized, and I was not doing the up breathing anymore, but vocalizing between surges. And actually I didn't realize that I didn't have hours to go anymore. I was reaching this point because the head was here. I started to feel the head, and so I told my husband, well, the baby is coming, and my husband had to catch the baby on his own. He was on the phone with the paramedics, but so that's it. It went really, really fast, and now that I think about it, I had been in labor for the whole night, but because it was so easy, I thought it was not real labor. You know what I mean? So that's how hypnobirthing worked for us. I think very well, because only the last stage was painful. And it was not that it was painful, but it was intense, and because in my mind I still had hours to go with this pain, I thought it was not manageable, but it was just because it was the last stage, So that's it. So if you use hypnobirthing, my advice is to practice a lot, and I'm sure it works better if your partner is involved more than my partner was. And also, well, take it seriously, because as soon as you're in labor, maybe, well, they say don't go to the hospital too early, which is true, but also take it seriously, because for me, I thought I was not in labor because it was too easy. So uh, and everything happened very well. I mean, the baby was fine, and I didn't have any issues. So, and the paramedics arrived very quickly, but it's always nice to have a midwife with you just in case. So that's it. It was my hypnobirthing experience, and I really hope you had a nice birth. Thank you. Just to add something that I didn't say in the video is that I was squatting during as soon as I woke up, because when I was when I had surgeries, when I was in my bed, I was just lying down. But as soon as I woke up, I was squatting during each surge, which is what came naturally, and I'm glad that I practiced before the squatting position, which was easy to practice for me, because with a toddler you're always squatting on the floor to be just to clean up or to be on his level. So that's something I recommend to practice squatting. And also, I didn't mention it in the first video, but I didn't have to push him. He just came because I was squatting. He just came down, and I didn't have to push. I just pushed once, but once the head was already out, because I felt like I wanted him to help him a little bit so that he's not stuck, but he was not. I just had to push once, and he was there. So that's it.